Hey guys, Stella Christoph here for another Alestrals video. Day number 15 of 25 days of Daybreak. Let's go.
The coolest reveals we've ever done, as we are revealing 6 new Frost Alestral cards right here, right now, as we count down 25 days until Daybreak pre-orders open on July 12th. Get ready, Frostcasters. It's about to be crazy. And before I get to that, do not forget we've got that free shipping discount for Shattered Stars subscribers, so make sure you guys take advantage of that, as today's the last day to do it. You want to get that free shipping. Alright, first up, we've got a new Alestral called Rhynymph. This is a Nexus form of Spy Nymph, the Earth Alestral. It is a 1 attacker with 5 defense with a very unique Alestral effect. You can expend a Frost Spirit to move your Rhynymph from your Alestral row to your rune row. You don't have to enchant it again, you just move it to that row. It then becomes an artifact rune, empowering an Alestral of your choice.
An empowering Alestral is suppressed and gets -2 defense. That is pretty sick. My first thought when I saw this card, I see the -2 defense, I see good against Galaxy, but the fact that you get the suppression on top of that really hinders your opponent. So just the fact that the suppression, this is good against most cards, but the -2 defense, I think of the Nexus form of these cards, Rhynymph and Spy Nymph. So you have Spinosect, that is a heavily defensive Alestral, has a 9 defense, and it can attack while in defense mode. So hypothetically, you use this card against that, it goes down to a 7, and then it's not able to attack while it's in defense mode. So it can defend your opponent, but other than that, it's kind of useless.
So it can be any Alestral on the field, yours or an opponent's, and it has the effect the empowered Alestral is suppressed and gets -2 defense. So you can cast your Rhynymph out, expend a spirit, move it to your rune row, empower something, drop its defense by 2, and then ultimately suppress it and turn off its effect. This may not seem all that crazy in itself. It is a new tool for Frost, and it can do some work, but its real bread and butter is showing off its Ascension. One of the coolest designs we've done, Rhynosect. I am so pumped about Rhynosect. It is an 8 attacker with 5 defense, 2 cost Frost. This Rhynosect can be special cast from your hand if you have a card that is originally an Alestral in your rune row. So if Rhynymph ends up in your rune row, or Spy Nymph or Arrowmare, as the other options to do so, end up in your rune row, you can just special cast this 8 attacker 2-drop from your hand. Then you can...
If you guys notice, he said it is special cast, it's not special ascend. So this is one of those few times that you can summon it without having to have additional spirits on the field. Then you can target and destroy an empowered Alestral. That's pretty slick. So again, you're going to take your Rhynymph, whatever the name was, sorry guys. You're going to use that ability, put it into your rune row, lower the defense of an Alestral, and suppress it. Bring this guy out, automatically destroy it. If that's the only card your opponent has out, then you're going to go in and swing for 2. Especially thinking about all the higher cost Alestrals, all the newer Alestrals. Chronodile is my thought. 8 attack, 14 defense, able to use this combo and destroy a 3 cost.
Target and destroy an empowered Alestral. So if your Rhynymph is empowering their Alestral, you can just destroy them right out the gates, or you can use your brand new 1-cost Bow of Apollo to empower them and ultimately destroy them with Rhynosect as well. An absolute beast of an Alestral, and I cannot wait to see what you guys cook up. This is a card.
That's a really good point how he just said that though. Use Bow of Apollo, it costs you 1. You can choose who it equips to. So same thing, you can equip that to an opponent's Alestral, still do the Rhynymph ability, bring out Rhynosect, use its ability to destroy the card that had Bow of Apollo. If he has multiple Alestrals on the field, for instance, you can lower the defense of one, whoever his highest defense is, use this combo to destroy his other Alestral, and then Rhynosect can go ahead and destroy that card.
That is only going to get better over time, and I think Rhynosect is going to make a big splash in Daybreak. But this next Alestral might elevate to an entirely different level, a new playstyle for Frost to really enhance some different capabilities, and that is Broal Linkx. Broal Linkx is a Frost Nexus of equal links, and it sports incredible stats with 3 attack and 5 defense, 1 cost Frost, and it does have a new Nexus effect for Frost Alestrals. You can Nexus up to 2 Frost Spirits. When you do, you can target a non-stadium rune, so that's any rune on the field that's not a stadium. If it's face up, you turn it face down, and all of the spirits on it go to the...
So I like this stats better than Equal Linkx. Having that 5 defense, not much is hitting over that. Not many 1 cost are hitting over that. Nexusing 2 for Frost, so Frost gains another Nexus Celestial. That's really good. And then turning any card face down. So to me, I immediately see Divine Runes. You know, you play your opponent plays Poseidon, Zeus, for instance, or Demeter. They're loading up on spirits. You can go ahead and use this ability, turn it face down. You're going to lose all those spirits. That rune cannot be cast as long as Broal Linkx is enchanted. So again, if they're running a Nexus deck, you're essentially taking that card out of play. And then you remember, you have Golden Fleece and then Guardian of the Golden Fleece. So do that combo with this Broal Linkx, and then they only have, 2 more in the deck if they haven't used it already. So essentially stopping the entire deck from moving forward.
Underworld. That rune cannot be cast as long as this Broal Linkx is enchanted. This means you can target your opponent's divine runes, flip them face down, have them lose all their spirits, and be locked in place until they deal with this threat that is Broal Linkx.
And not to mention, that takes a rune slot, so you're not destroying the card. So that will only leave them 3 slots. I'm thinking long-term hypothetical. Say you have 3 Broal Linkx out. You stop 3 cards from being used. They can only use 1 rune at a time. If they already had 4 face downs and say it's not a counter rune, or it's a card they can't use, the entire back row is useless.
Or you can simply lock down a face down rune that's already face down and prevent it from being cast.
Especially you think about, obviously you're going to play Gorgon's Gaze or PTA when this card gets summoned, but you have your Tsunamis, you have your Shield of Achilles. That's going to block all those moves.
Celestial is awesome. I am so pumped for Broal Linkx, and I think it's going to open the door for new strategies in Frost, some more defensive strategies that kind of lean away from the core focus of Frost up to this point, which has been Mor Frost. And speaking of Mor Frost, I've actually got a brand new Mor Frost to reveal today too, and that is Mor Frost Bat form. That's right, this form was actually leaked in our How to Play guide. So
how many of you actually noticed that? Because I did not. I'm not going to lie, I don't even think I opened the play guide in set 2. After set 1, I pretty much knew everything that was going on, so I didn't even look at this. So that's kind of cool that they teased it that early on. And then not to mention, they just closed the competition for a 6th one. At least as far as we know, only a 6th one so far.
You guys who read it, Frostfall How to Play guide, Mor Frost Bat form was in there as a little teaser. This is going to make Mor Frost so much better. When this Mor Frost Bat is discarded, you can special cast a Mor Frost that is not Bat.
So I am not well versed in all the Mor Frost abilities. I have not tried to make that deck or use that deck. But for me on the outside, I'm thinking of cards like Golden Apple Discord, when you have to discard a card from your hand. So you can easily do that combo, discard this Mor Frost, and you're able to special cast a different Mor Frost from the Underworld. Abominable or Terror. Bring out your attackers.
Form from your Underworld. You can play...
I do want to point out something that I've been trying to tell some people. If you're going up a Mor Frost deck, the number 1 card against that deck is going to be Whale Lance. Whale Lance is an 8/4. It is a Water Frost Celestial. It's a 2 cost, but when it destroys an Celestial on the field, your opponent has to search their deck and take every card out that has the same name. So if you guys are going up a Mor Frost deck and you want to run Water or Frost, have a Whale Lance in your side deck or even have it in your deck. But the second that Whale Lance destroys a Mor Frost, they're taking every single card out. Going completely hypothetical right now, there are 5 different Mor Frost. That means your opponent would have up to 15 different Celestials with the same name. So use Whale Lance, knock one of them out, and then they're tossing every single card out. You have to worry about cards like Kione and Frostix, but taking 15 cards out of their deck, if they did have 3 of each, how many in Frostix are they going to have? 3? So same thing, if there's a way you can swing around that, you're going to stop that entire combo from going through.
Alongside Mor Frost Terror to provide incredible value to your field. You can stop from being targeted, you can discard Mor Frost Bat as part of your Terror's effect, and then you can special cast out another Terror or an Abominable or an Indus or something else. Mor Frost Bat form being searchable by Lycan is huge. You can grab it out of your Underworld with Kione. I think this card is going to be nuts for Mor Frost, getting a resurgence once again in Daybreak and enhancing the strategy. And we are not done. No, we are not done. I'm still going. We have a new Alestral that is Poer. Poer was also teased and leaked in a previous card art. If you guys remember Stellar Panzer from Frostfall, it was indeed facing off against a Poer, which is a 2 with 2 defense with a crazy effect, similar to Cryo Blast in a way. This Poer gets +1 attack for each Frost Alestral in your underworld. This effect...
So the first thing I want to say is I love that they teased this card in a Stellar Rare. Obviously, it was the next set. They already had a rough idea what they were doing. But they already have plans. I think they set up to set 5 and 6. You know, set 3's on the way to America right now, or it's going to be soon. Set 4 is in production right now. So it's just really cool to see how far, you know, Dan and the team are going with these designs. Just a card art. Not even talking about Alestral effects. The fact that we're just throwing that on a card art and teasing the next one, that to me, that's sick. Gets +1 attack for each Frost Alestral in your underworld. I see this comparable with a Mor Frost deck. Having this to get, you know, an extra attack buff. The effect cannot increase this Poer's attack by more than +5. So again, you're running a Mor Frost deck. You're going to have upwards of 9 Mor Frost. You know, you have 5 of them in the underworld. You play this guy. You're playing a 7 attacker at a 1 cost. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not increase this Poer's attack by more.
The only other Alestral I can think of that could compare to this would be like Mustation, which again they nerfed it by after 1 attack it goes to defense position. But I think as soon as you summon your Mustation, if I'm remembering the ability correctly, it goes from a 4 to a 6 because it's for every Tyratlas, every Earth spirit that's on it or on the field. So they nerfed that part, but I think like this would be the only Alestral I can think of that's going to have that high of attack or can get that high that quickly. You already, you know, you have your Tectauruses and you have your Valkyries, stuff like that. But this is for Frost. This is a really cool card to have.
Than +5. So that means for every Frost Alestral that is in your underworld, this thing gets buffed up even further and can get buffed up to 7, but there's no drawback if you have more Alestrals in it. So you can do self-mill with Poer, Morolith, Avalanche, and send all of your Alestrals to the underworld, or use this as a late game buff for your Mor Frost deck. Because Mor Frost relies so heavily on Abominable form, you can also throw a Poer in there and have even more power. Lots of potential for Frost decks here in Daybreak. Now, obviously, I'm saving the best for last because we have one additional card to reveal for Frost, and this card is Chef's Kiss. So strong. Not only is it a card that you're going to see utilized in Frost decks, but I think this is a card that's going to be splashed in other decks as well, and that is Cryo Blast. Cryo Blast is a new invoke rune that only costs 1 Frost. You can target an Alestral that is not Frost enchanted, and until the end phase, you give it -2 defense. And when that Alestral has 0 defense, you...
So I see this, and my first thought is with that Rhynymph at the beginning of this episode, or this this video, that it's gonna suppress and lower defense by 2. So as long as that Alestral is a 4 defense or lower, Cryo Blast can be combined with it to destroy that card immediately.
Must destroy it. What this does is you play your Cryo Blast, you drop an Alestral's defense by 2. If they only had 2 defense to start and they go to 0, they're gone. You destroy them right away. If they have more than 2 defense and you drop their defense stat by 2, you can then use other cards like Frostmite or Zeus to drop their defense even further and ultimately destroy them. Cryo Blast serves as incredible Alestral mover for many of those high attack Alestrals like the 5 attackers like Nekruff and Lumaru, who we revealed recently, as they generally have low defense stats, so Cryo Blast can pick them off the field with ease. And
that's a good way to think about it too for everyone that runs those 5 guys decks. Everything's going to have low defense, so this is going to be able to knock those cards out.
Incredible removal tool for Mor Frost and all Frost decks alike, as well as, again, splashable in other decks. I think Cryo Blast is going to be pretty big in Daybreak. 6 brand new Frost cards.
I'd say this is really a good video. I think this is the most he's revealed at one time. You got those insects. That's going to be a pretty cool combination to lower defense and then get a heavy hitter out, and not to mention destroy the card that's equipped. You have your Broal Linkx that's going to shut down the back row. Your Mor Frost bat form, again, it's going to be combined with the other Mor Frost cards, do some serious damage. That Poer, that's probably my favorite one in this video so far. The fact it won't take you long to get to a 7 attacker, even if you start saying discard cards, you play Avalanche, which I believe mills the top 5 cards off of each player's deck. You know, if that's multiple Lestros and you have this guy, then you're going to buff his attack out immediately. Cryo Blast, same thing. Combine it with other cards to lower defense. I would lower the defense first. You know, say Zeus, go ahead and lower your opponent's defense by, I think it's 3, and then play this card. So essentially it's going to destroy a 5 defense or less. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the video. If you guys are new, please go ahead and subscribe. Comment what your favorite new card was that was revealed today. And I hope you guys all have a stellar day. I'll see you in the next video.